And they all have the chip on their shoulder. Our slogan this year is made for it. To me, they're all made for it because they're made for the process. They're made to come in and do something hard. Like I went to Arizona and played for Joan because of that. I wanted to be a part of something special. I wanted to be the one that helped put us on the map and make my mark. And all of these kids are like that. They're all like, Coach, we're with you. We're going to do it. And it's exciting to me because that's what I want. And I want that. And it's not for everybody. We've lost some top kids because of that. But the kids I have, the kids for it, and they're the kids I believe that we can get it done with.
Coach Thad Anderson of the Pac-12 Network, how do you, in the recruiting process, how do you use the Pac-12 platform to enhance your recruiting?
Oh, it's a tremendous platform to use. By far the best conference in the country, hands down. We're not building a conference. Our conference is there and it's to be reckoned with, and it is by far the best. You look at the RPI and all those things, so we're selling that. I'm going to sell that there's 111 games on the network next year. I'm going to sell that there's 5 ESPN games because kids that come from far, from Chicago, from New York, from overseas, their parents want to see them play. So now at the network, you can see them play. And I think also what a really key recruiting point for me was, well, before you didn't have players from the West Coast being #1 picks or NCAA leaders and all of those things like Kelsey Plum was in the Pac-12. So there's recognition. Now there's visibility. And now players are getting drafted first-round top picks, and that's really important for players that their vision is to go pro. So all of those things with the Pac-12 Network has really helped us recruit and helped us sell the product, and it's a beautiful product to sell. This is a great conference. It's in great cities, so it is by far the best. And it's not something we just say, it's something that's proven now because of the 17s in the tournament. So all of us can use that for recruiting. I think that our league does the best job at promoting that, and I think we can just even promote it more.
Adia, Bruce Pasco at the Arizona Daily Star. I was kind of going to ask the same question, but I'm also wondering on the flip side, you're in a situation where this league has maybe 5 teams going to be in the top 25, and just the battles night in, night out. How do you have to kind of balance that in recruiting and saying, yeah, you're in this great conference, but it's the challenge. What is that?
Yeah, but I will always sell that if you want to be the best, you got to play at the best. So do you want to go to a conference that's #1 but doesn't play a hard game all year? So yes, in the Pac-12 you'll beat each other up all year, but it really showed the results last year that prepared us for the tournament. Because yes, people were beating each other up every night. There was no night that's a given win, but then you have success later on when you play in the tournament. So I think that was the result. But it is a hard conference, and I think it goes to show Washington finished 5th or 6th and then went to the Final Four a couple of years ago. So if you want to play at the best, you come to the Pac-12, and I think that a lot of players are thinking about overseas and stuff. You don't think your goal isn't to go play in the Euro Cup. Your goal is to play overseas in the Euro League. That's the best conference, so it's very comparable to that. And yes, if you want to get better and if you want to have a chance to go pro and stuff, you have to be in the best conference. And I think that that's what this conference allows you to do. I hope that answered your question.
Hi, Shireen Ryan from Zona Zealots. Nice to meet you, Coach, and players. My question's for all 3 of you, because you've got kids from all over the country and the world now. Like, how's the chemistry on the team? What are you guys doing to build chemistry on the team? Do you do some special things, or you have a special song, or things like that?
Well, we don't have a special songs. If you have ideas, you can let me know. But we do a lot of things. I think that we talk a lot about culture. It is the most important thing. I have never been on a championship team that didn't have a tremendous culture. It doesn't mean you have to have 10 All-Stars or 10 All-Pac-12 kids. You have to just have the right pieces. So we put a lot of energy in getting the right kids, not just getting a great kid that's not a great person. Mm-hmm. So that's really important. I like to do a lot of teams. I'll let them speak a little bit more, but one thing that I did I thought was pretty awesome this year, we had a retreat. It wasn't just an ordinary retreat. I thought, let me get players out of their element. I always tell them they're in this little box, and I'm like, well, how are you going to get out of the box? And some of the kids are like, well, I'm in the top left corner, and I'm like, well, you need to get out of it. So what we do is we did a retreat at a ranch. So we did like horse penning. So we actually got in groups of 4, and we had to corral the cows in the cages. So it was team building, but it was great. It was a lot of fun, and it just really changed the chemistry. They were scared to death, and some of my coaches were like, if I didn't work for you, I would tell you, heck no, I'm not doing this. But it was tremendous, but it's all the little things, and I do believe that it's not one retreat that's going to fix everything. I think it's a daily process. So I do indirect things that they don't really know are team building. So every day they eat breakfast together. it's not labeled as team building, but it is team building.
Mm-hmm.
So all of those little things, I chose to buy a house like half a mile away. I want the players at my house because it is a family. I have a child, my husband's on staff, so I want it to feel like that. I don't want to just say and sell it to family, because I've been places it's like that, but I wanted to show this is a family, this is what it's like, you can be a part of it. Now it's not for everybody, and that's okay, because then you're not going to be a part of this program,
Right.
but it is for the people, and it is like that. So those are some things that we do. They could probably speak more.
Like, since I've been here for 4 years, like this is the first year where, you know, they like to get together and we like to go to the locker room and have a movie night. We like to go to the movies. We'll go out to eat together as a team. We literally went to Mr. On's. We dressed up, and we all went to Mr. On's and ate dinner. Like, they want to hang out. Yeah, without the staff, like, we'll be in our team group message and be like, hey, let's go do this, let's go do that. You know, if we go somewhere, like, I really enjoy including people. That's my biggest thing. And so if I'm ever doing something, you know, let's say I'm gonna go to Funtastics in Tucson, I'll make sure I put in the group message and say, hey, I'm going to Funtastics. If you wanna join, you let me know, and we'll try to work around schedules and stuff. But we do like make an obvious effort to actually hang out outside of basketball and all that.
Yeah, and I think with all of those chances just to hang out with each other, we become so comfortable with each other. So we have like dance parties in the locker room, and I don't dance, but I will with them. So it's just being comfortable around each other, and it's all of those little things that we do, like the retreat, and then building off of that every single day, not just letting that be, but continuing to be inclusive and hang out with people that you wouldn't normally hang out with. So just getting outside of your element.
You got time for one more quick one?
Kat and Julia, I've actually been horse penning, and you get almost there, right, and then one escapes. So can you tell us a little bit about who your team was for horse penning, some anecdote about that experience?
Well, first tell them what group won.
I don't remember. We don't know.
27 seconds, it was awesome. I'm gonna live with that.
So, well, on my team, we had Morgan, who had a naturally slow horse, so like hers was just trotting. But it was me, Destiny, and I believe TT was on my team. We struggled a little bit.
Struggle was real.
Yeah, like struggle was extremely real. We were trying to like one of them. We almost had a good time, but one of us forgot to close it off, and the guy one cow escaped, did another one. There's only 3, so all 3 of them were just gone, and they had to help us. And we ended up getting like a minute, and it was very bad, but we got together and we did a better job the next time. It was a lot of fun though.
And it's hard because at first, I mean, you don't really run on a horse. Usually if you go horseback riding, you trot, you may run for like 10 steps, but you have to run across the field, and it's kind of scary, so we had to pass the test. But it really, you saw who took charge. You saw, and Morgan was scary because she had never horseback. She'd never been on a horse before. But it just, you had who took the leadership. You had a role, and you had to do it, and it wasn't easy. So it just got everybody out of their element, but it showed a lot of our characteristics.
My team was Salvo, Dom, and Sammy, and we improved. We started with like a minute and a half, and then steadily got better and better because we did it 3 times, I think. Yeah, but it was definitely nerve-wracking. My horse was kind of crazy. His name was Jaeger, and we would get to a line, and I could not get him to stop. He would just go, and so I'd be booking it, and they'd have to follow me, and it was fun, but it was a little crazy.
It was scary.
Felt like a natural though.
Well, we all had cowboy hats. We went all out. Cowboy hats with red Arizona bandanas. It was a good time, but it was a really good team building experience.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just drop the mic.
Thanks.
Thank you. Look forward to talking to you guys at lunch.
Yeah.
I am from Texas. Hey. You'll see people riding horses just on the side randomly.
Bear down, ladies.
Gift. Last year they went to a remote cabin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did something on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
I wanted to ask, was it Mirabal? Because, you know, Mirabal is like in Tucson. It's such a great, it's so expensive. I'm thinking it wasn't Mirabal. Mirabal? Well, they like that question.
Good morning. How are you? Hi.
Good, how are you?
Nice to see you.
You too.
Hi. How are you? Nice to see you. Hi, Asia. Nice to see you. How are you, my dear? Good. Good. Hi, MC.